football bit with Awobi. Now let's go back to actual football. And it was the game that has blown the title race wide open. And Crystal Palace have a knack of completely destroying title hopes. They didn't destroy the city's title hopes, but they certainly put a dent in them. And it was a 0-0 draw, which Palace really could have won. And this has blown the title race wide open, and it's good for the league. Like, you want to see title races open. You want to see the game exciting towards the end, because for so long, I mean, last year it was a non-contest except for top four. Season before that, it was a non-contest. The season before that, yeah, it was good. The season before that was rubbish, and even the season before that. So you had City winning 2 years in a row. You had Liverpool challenging them, but City still winning. And is that what happened? No, it was Chelsea. Sorry, it was Chelsea under Conte, who did it in a whitewash. You had City when Chelsea were under Conte in the second season. I remember the Premier League seasons by Chelsea managers, by the way. So you had City winning it there when United finished second. You had City winning it again. No, wait. Yeah, you had City winning it again by a point when Chelsea had Sarri. City won it by a point. And then Liverpool won it, then City won it. Yeah, okay. Yes, okay, and now we're here. My brain's fried, but it's good that we finally get to see a fucking competitive league. That's what I'm trying to say. And it was a league which throughout maybe December, January, I thought was, here we fucking go again. City gonna win the league by 56 points. Pep's gonna be the best manager ever. Fucking Real Madrid is gonna be a 56-time Premier League winner. Like, all this shit, right? But whether it's through City's slight maybe petulance or complacency, Liverpool have completely blown what seemed to be a open and shut league wide open, and they just kept winning. They're relentless. And I said this not long ago. Liverpool are relentless. They will not give in. They have no give. Like, there's nothing. There is no room to move when you verse Liverpool, and both in a game and in the title race, you need to be on every single game, because a fully fit Liverpool team is probably the best in the world, and you wouldn't want to verse them in Europe, that's for sure. And that game, I think it's in April, for the Premier League. That game will decide the Premier League, because I don't think either side will drop points. And I'm aware, I said this not long ago, I said City won't drop points for the rest of the season, and the very next game they dropped points. I think it was against Southampton. But there's just something about these two sides at the moment which Liverpool, like I said, are relentless. They won't drop points, in my opinion. City now have that fire up their ass which they needed. They needed that kick up the backside, that scare, that, oh fuck, they're 1 point behind us, we need to go. And it will literally come down to, if Liverpool beat City at the Etihad, they've won the league. If City draw or win, they've won the league. And I don't see it any other way, because both sides are just ridiculously good. The level is out of this world, and it could come down to a City-Liverpool Champions League final as well. Hopefully Chelsea spoil that, but in that game, granted City have won more leagues, more trophies, but this Liverpool team is so good. And if Liverpool win the league, and if it's a Liverpool City Champions League final, I genuinely think that game comes down to eras, like an era-defining game. That is it's almost a game. Fuck, I actually want to see it now. I've hyped myself up. Obviously, I want to see Chelsea retain the Champions League, but see, if Liverpool win the league, because that will be decided before the Champions League final. If Liverpool win the league, I still think it can be Liverpool City in the FA Cup as well. Ignore the FA Cup for now. But if Liverpool win the league and City Liverpool in the Champions League final, that is like a grand final for the era. From like 2018 onwards till now, this 5-season era, give or take, it's Klopp versus Pep. Probably. Liverpool versus City. And because you have City who would have won, what, 4 league titles? When Liverpool, like since Liverpool have been the Liverpool team that we all know. So what? That would have been when they lost to Madrid that season. So like the first Salah season, right? City won 2 leagues, then Liverpool won a league, then City won 2 leagues. Or City won a league. So it's 3-1 in terms of the leagues, and Liverpool have won Champions League and a Club World Cup. In my opinion, it matters, but if you don't think it matters, then whatever. But if you don't count the Club World Cup, you can't count if you're not going to count the Club World Cup, you're not counting the Carabao Cup, because that is the definition of a Mickey Mouse trophy. Anyway. Yeah, that could be an era-defining game, because you have, say Liverpool win the league and the Champions League, they would have 2 leagues to Pep's 3. 3? Well, 3 when Liverpool have been competitive, right? Obviously, it was 4. It was 4 leagues. Actually, was it? No, it's 3 leagues. Wait, how many leagues have City won? They won the Centurion, the 1 point, and last year. I'm pretty sure. Because it was... Yeah, it was. Because it was Chelsea's Mourinho. It was Mourinho's Chelsea, Leicester, Conte's Chelsea, City... Conte, Chelsea, and then Sarri came in. We made the Europa League final. Liverpool, yeah, and then City again. Yeah. So City would have won 3 leagues, and Liverpool would have won 2, and Liverpool would have won 2 Champions Leagues. I mean, it's a really good discussion, isn't it? A really good discussion, because it's this thing of what do you value more? Do you value the league? Obviously, you value the league, right? Yeah, so City won 3 leagues under Pep. Liverpool won 1 league under Klopp. Liverpool win it this year, they've won 2, so it's 3-2, and then 2 Champions Leagues. I mean, overall, in major trophies, Liverpool are ahead. Oh, I want to say that. I want to say that Champions League final. I want to say the Champions League final on the condition that Liverpool win the league. Because that will probably be the biggest game in English football history. Because it's an era-defining game. That game determines the best team of the era. Which, for me, is going to be a discussion point that will live long in the memory of English football fans and just football fans in general. But I wanted to ask 2 questions, or 2 questions. I think is the best way to describe it. How Liverpool can win the league. Now, Liverpool will win the league if they just keep going, and it's something really easy to say, but like I genuinely think Anfield has a lot to do with this, and the noise and just the energy that ground creates. I don't believe in the myth, personally. I do think it's pretty good atmosphere, but granted, I've never been, so I cannot describe it. I cannot say. But Liverpool will win the league if Anfield and those fans just keep going and going and going, and the hope doesn't wane. Or wane even. All they need is hope and belief, and they'll win it. Because they're just so good. And if you want to speak about a player perspective, I think Liverpool can win the league if they unlock Thiago. I think Thiago has the potential to be the best midfielder in the league. He's just so good at pretty much everything. His passing is up there with the best in the world, and his just football IQ is out of this world. It is seriously extraordinary. And if Liverpool can find a way to get the best out of Thiago, if you have Thiago feeding in Luis Diaz, Diogo Jota, Sadio Mane, Mohamed Salah, that's a scary proposition, because you have those 2 workhorses either side of him. It's Fabinho, Henderson, or whoever it may be. If you can unlock the creative talents of Thiago, Liverpool win the league. Whereas City, I think City need to score goals. I think City will win the league if they find a way to score goals. And that's something really weird to say, but they just struggle to score in the clutch moments. Whether that's because I don't have a recognised number 9, whatever. But they need to find a way to play a direct game of football, because teams like Palace and Southampton have found a blueprint to lock that system down, lock down those third man runs, lock down these intricate plays. If they need to find a way to play a little bit more direct, a little bit more long ballish, and they will find a way to score more goals or win more games. So City will win the league if they find a way to score more goals. Something really simple to say, but I don't think it's that simple to fix, because this intricate way, these third man runs aren't scoring goals in the clutch moments. You saw Southampton locked it down. Crystal Palace locked it down twice. Whether it's because I don't have a striker, I don't know. But if City figure out a way to score in a more direct manner, they'll win the league. Whether or not Pep can do it, it's up to him. I mean, I play Football Manager, so I'd like to think